So in today's lecture, we'll be studying about how do we distribute the charge on large conducting plates. Okay, starting with a simple question. So assume that this is a large conducting surface, a metal surface. Okay, so assume that this is a solid surface. Okay, I'm only showing you the thickness. The surface is perpendicular to the plane of the paper, and to this you are going to give a charge Q. Say a charge capital Q is given. And here the question is, how is the charge distributed on the plate? That means how much will be the charge on left and right side. So for that, since you have given a charge Q, let the charge on this side be Q1 and the other side I am writing it as Q2. So what is the first condition I can write? Q1 plus Q2 should be equal to Q because the total charge is distributed on either sides. Call this as equation 1. We need one more equation to get the answer because Q1 and Q2 are two unknown values. Now select a point P inside the conductor. We know electric field at point P, because it's within the conductor, should be 0. Okay, this we have studied as a property of electrostatics of conductor. Now what is the field at P? Field produced by Q1 as well as field produced by Q2. So imagine if you are at the point P, then field of this Q1 would direct away from it, that is in positive x direction. So I will write field due to Q1 plus field due to Q2 should become equal to 0. Now we know field produced by a charge Q1, we have already studied in Gauss law applications, is sigma by 2 epsilon naught. So sigma can be written as charge per unit area. Okay, sigma by 2 epsilon naught. It is directed in positive I cap direction. Because of Q1, field would be away. Now because of Q2, field will be in opposite direction. So minus of Q2 by 2a epsilon naught into I cap should become a 0. So when you equate it, Q1 becomes equal to Q2. So we have got one more condition, Q1 is Q2, Q1 plus Q2 is equal to 0. Now solving these two, we can get Q1 and Q2 as equal to Q by 2. That means whenever you give a charge Q to this conductor, charge is equally distributed on either sides. Half the charge will go to left and the remaining half towards the right. So this is the first simple question based on charge distribution for a single conductor. Now look at the second case. So again we are given a charged surface, a charge Q is given, but look at this. This is placed in an external electric field. Now if there is an external electric field, what is the charge on either sides of it? Okay, so let Q be Q1 and Q2. Again I'll begin. Q should be Q1 plus Q2. This will be my first equation. And now if I select a point P inside this metal, the net field at the point P should be 0. So we know there is an external field in positive I cap direction. I'll find out what is the net field at P. Due to external field, it is E into I cap. Due to Q1 also, it is in the positive x direction. That is Q1 by 2a epsilon naught I cap. But due to Q2, the field will be in opposite direction. So minus of Q2 by 2a epsilon naught I cap. This should become 0. Implies capital E plus Q1 by 2a epsilon naught should be Q2 by 2a epsilon naught. Okay, now you can use the first condition in this relation. Instead of Q1, I can write it as Q minus Q2, or you can replace Q2 as Q minus Q1. So E plus Q1 by 2a epsilon naught should be, replace Q2, Q minus Q1 by 2a epsilon naught. Since we want to find out Q1, bring all Q1s on one side. Q by 2a epsilon naught minus Q1 by 2a epsilon naught Okay, on further simplification, I'll write it here. So E minus Q by 2A epsilon naught is minus 2 Q1 by 2A epsilon naught, because these two terms get added up. Cancel off this 2 since we want the value of Q1. Q by 2A epsilon naught minus E should be Q1 by A epsilon naught, implies what should be the value of Q1? Bring this A epsilon naught to the left side. Q by 2 minus EA epsilon naught. Okay, now we have got what is the charge on the left side. Okay, so this is the charge on the left side of the conductor. Now if you know Q2, you can easily find the value, if you know Q1, you can find the value of Q2. Find out what is Q2. It is Q minus Q1. So Q minus Q by 2 plus EA epsilon naught, or we get Q2 as Q minus Q by 2 is Q by 2 plus E into A into epsilon naught. So this is going to give you the charge Q2. Okay, now coming to the third question. Okay, where one conducting plate was given in the previous cases, we have studied how charge is distributed. Now here we have two conducting surfaces, Q1 and Q2. Okay, and we want to know how is the charge distributed. Okay, so let us start first. Say Q1 is distributed as QA and QB, and this is distributed as QC and QD. Okay, since Q1 is distributed among these two, I can write the first equation, QA plus QB is equal to Q1. This is my first equation. Similarly, QC plus QD should be equal to Q2. Okay, this would be your second equation. And now we need two more relations to get the answers, because there are four unknown quantities. So select a point P1 inside the first conductor. Field at P1 must be 0. So that means the field which is produced by all the charges on its left side should be cancelled by field produced by the charges on the right side. So I will calculate the field of P1. Field produced by the charge QA will be away from it. So QA by 2A epsilon naught I cap. Whereas all these fields will act in opposite direction. So I will write it in a single statement. Minus of QB plus QC plus QD by 2A epsilon naught into I cap must become 0. I repeat, at point P, field produced by the charges on the left side should be cancelled by field produced by all the charges on the right side. So I wrote the field produced by QA and the remaining fields should be 0. Implies QA is equal to QB plus QC plus QD. See, we have got the third relation. Now one more equation I want, that is for this particular point P2. Again the same, field produced by all the charges on the left side should be cancelled by all the charges on the right side. So what are the charges on the left side? QA, QB and QC. If I write the similar relation, I will get QA plus QB plus QC should be equal to QD. I'll call this as equation 4. This is obtained by calculating field at the point P2. Okay, and equating it to a 0. See, now we have got 4 relations, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And now I will solve them. Go to equation 3. Instead of QC plus QD, I can write it as Q2. Therefore, QA minus QB will be QC plus QD. We know QC plus QD is Q2. Similarly, QA plus QB. This one, if I replace it as Q1 from equation 4, I'll call this 3 dash. From equation 4, I am replacing A plus B as Q1. Q1 plus QC is equal to QD implies QD minus QC is equal to Q1. I'll number this as 4 dash. See, now we have got 4 relations in terms of A, B, C and D. Okay, this is your third relation, first and second. Now solve 1 and 3 dash. Okay, if I add 1 and 3 dash, QA minus QB is Q1, QA plus QB is Q1, QA minus QB is Q2. So when you solve them, add the two relations, we get 2QA is equal to Q1 plus Q2, or QA becomes Q1 plus Q2. See, we have got the first result, QA as Q1 plus Q2. Similarly, if you subtract 1 and 3 dash, subtract these two relations, you will get QB as, okay, so this minus this, as Q1 minus Q2 by 2. Okay, here also we have by 2. Q1 minus Q2 divided by 2. Okay, similarly you solve 2 dash and 2 and 4 dash. Okay, we will get QC as, okay, I am not showing you the solving part. Okay, after solving I am writing the relations here. You will get QC as minus of Q1 minus Q2 divided by 2, and you will get QD as Q1 plus Q2 whole divided by 2. Okay, so this is only by solving the relations we are going to get the answers. So I repeat, so if two metal plates or large conducting surfaces are given a charge Q1 and Q2, charge is distributed as QA, QB, QC and QD such that QA and QD, I again repeat, QA and QD will be Q1 plus Q2 by 2, whereas QB will be Q1 minus Q2 by 2. QC is equal and opposite to that. So you observe B and C are equal and opposite, A and D are equal. So using this result, we are going to solve the remaining questions. But for solving the remaining questions, we are not going to write such lengthy relations, because it is for the first time I have to show you how the charge distribution has taken place. Okay, now look at this question. Again, I am giving you two conducting plates. This is given a charge Q and this is given a charge 3Q. Okay, now we can directly make use of the result what we have studied in the previous example. Okay, I am not going to write the equation and solve them. Do it in a single step. But there are 3 bits in this question. First, let us come to the first. Determine the charges on either sides of the plates. See how to simply solve this. The first surface had a charge Q. This is having a charge. B is having a charge 3Q. Just now we have seen that charge on these 2 points, outer surfaces, will be Q1 plus Q2 by 2. So Q plus 3Q, 4Q by 2. This would be 2Q. Even here we get 2Q. If this is 2Q, total charge on the surface is Q. Sum of these two charges should be equal to Q. So if this is 2Q, here the charge should be minus Q. I repeat, plus 2Q minus Q should be equal to charge on the plate A, which is Q. If this is minus Q, what will the charge here be? Plus Q. You can check. Plus Q plus 2Q. Are you getting the answer as 3Q? So this is how charge is distributed on either sides. Now, find electric field between A and B. This is plate A and this is plate B. See, this is having a charge minus Q and here you have a charge plus Q. So there is a field directed from positive to negative. This is the direction of electric field. So when you are calculating the electric field in this particular region, okay, I am writing electric field is equal to, due to this charge plus Q, it is Q by 2A epsilon naught directed away. Due to minus Q, again you get, I'll write the direction minus I cap, Due to negative charge, anyway it is towards a negative charge. Q by 2a epsilon naught into minus I cap. Both the fields are in negative direction. So the field between the plates would be Q by a epsilon naught into minus I cap. Minus I cap gives you direction. See, we have got the answer for B bit also. This is the answer for B bit. Now come for C bit. If the distance between the plates is D. Okay, this is the distance between the plates. We want VA minus a VB. So before we solve this question, just to recollect, we have already studied what is the relation between electric field and potential. So we remember that delta V or dV is equal to minus E into dr. Okay, hope you remember this relation. Direction of electric field is always in the direction of decreasing potential. So if you go from B to A, you are moving in the direction of electric field. So potential is decreasing in this particular direction. So to write the potential difference, start from VB. We started from VB. I am moving in the direction of electric field. So potential is going to decrease. So give a minus sign. We know potential is electric field into distance between the plates because it's a uniform field. Electric field we already know. It's Q by A epsilon naught into distance between the plates, that is D, will give you potential at A. Implies VA minus VB is minus Q into D divided by A epsilon naught. Okay, so this will give you the potential difference. Again I am repeating, for finding the electric field is directed from positive to negative. Due to this positive charge, it is Q by 2 epsilon naught A. Due to negative charge, again Q by 2 epsilon naught A. Both are in negative I cap direction, so your answer would be Q by A epsilon naught in minus I cap. Whereas when you are writing the potential difference, when you move in the direction of electric field, potential decreases. So follow the same sign convention. Starting from VB, in the direction minus sign, field into distance will give you potential of A. So this is how you can find out the charge distribution and find out the potential as well as electric field. Okay, now coming to this question, instead of 2 plates, okay, we are given 3 plates. Charges are Q, 2Q and 3Q. See, now the distance is not same. Distance between A and B is D. Between B and C is 2D. Take the area of the plates as capital A. Now look at one by one. Determine the charge on either sides of the given sheets. Okay, let's see how is the charge distributed. We are not going to derive it. Use the derivation what we have done in the second example. Q, 2Q and 3Q. So what should be the charge on either sides of it? First add them. 3 plus 2 plus 1, total is 6Q. 6Q divided by 2 will give you 3Q. So here the charge will be 3Q. Even here you will get the charge 3Q. Once you get this, start from the left plate. Total charge on first plate is Q. If you have 3Q here, what should be the charge on the other side? Minus 2Q. If this is minus 2Q, this should be plus 2Q. Because the facing plates always have equal and opposite charge. See, this is 2Q. Already 2Q is existing. So this side charge will be a 0. If this is 0, this will also be a 0. Now you can check. 0 plus 3Q, it is 3Q. 2Q plus 0 is 2Q. 3Q minus 2Q is equal to Q. See, we have got the answer for the first bit about the charge distribution. Again, I am repeating. First add the charges on the plates, divide with 2. 6Q by 2. You will get the charge on the extreme left and extreme right plates as 3Q and 3Q. Second step, sum of these two should be Q. So if this is 3Q, this is minus 2Q. If it is minus 2Q, this will be plus 2Q. Sum should be 2Q. So 0 and 0. So we have got the answer for first bit. Find electric field between A and B. So move from A and B. This is positive and this is negative. Field is directed from positive to negative. Okay, I'll find out the electric field between A and B is in negative I cap direction due to 2q. It is 2q by 2a epsilon naught minus I cap, and due to minus 2q also it is in the same direction, plus 2q by 2a epsilon naught minus I cap. So the electric field between A and B would be, both are in minus I cap, 4q by 2, you will get 2q by A epsilon naught in minus I cap direction. This gives you the electric field. Okay, second bit. And field between B and C. Now you observe there is no charge between B and C. So this field would be 0. Okay, there is no electric field between B and C. Now once you know the electric field, calculation of potential difference would be simple. Okay, since distance between the plates is given. Okay, let us see how to find VA minus VB and VB minus VC. Suppose I want VA minus VB. You can move in any direction. If I move from A to B, I am going against the field. Against the field, potential will increase. In the direction of field, potential will decrease. So if I start from B, VB in the direction minus, charge is, we know the electric field is 2q by A epsilon naught into distance between the plates will give you VA, implies VA minus VB is, find out what is VA minus VB, minus 2q by A epsilon naught into a D. So this gives you potential difference between A and B. And now to find potential difference between B and C. See, there is no electric field between the plates. So VB minus VC should be 0. Since the field is absent, E into D, E is 0, 0 into anything, answer would be 0. So this is how you can get the answer for the 3 different bits. Okay, in all the previous questions we have seen the metal plates, but none of them was connected to earthing. Now let's see how to solve the questions. If there is a plate which is connected to earth, say here I am connecting B to earth through a switch S. Now here the question is, determine the charge that flows through the switch. So for solving this type of questions, follow the same, this sequence of steps. Because we are going to earth the surface, there would be a change in the charge which is given to 3q. Because earth may supply the charges or take away the charges, 3q is going to get modified. So how much is the modification? We will come back to it later. So first, circle of the charge which is present on the earthed plate. Now the second step is, because you are earthing the surface of B, this earthing will pull all the charges on the adjacent plates towards it. That means earth is going to supply negative charge such that all the charges which are present on A will be pulled towards its inner side. That means whatever charge you have given to this plate will come towards the inner side of this region. So here charge will be Q. If this is Q, sum of these two charges should be equal to Q. So what is the charge on the outermost plate? 0. And just now I told you, if this is Q, this will be minus Q. So now you can see what is the charge that is flowing through the switch. Before connecting the switch, charge was 3Q. After connecting the switch, this will anyway be 0. Charge on it is minus Q. So what is the charge that has flown through the switch? Charge flown through the switch or supplied by earth will be final charge minus initial. Finally it has minus Q charge minus. Initially it has a charge of 3Q. So that should be minus 4Q. Again I repeat, use this shortcut method. If even one of the surfaces of the plates is earthed, charge on the outermost surface will become 0, because earthing will pull the charges towards itself, so that the potential of this, the charge on the outermost plate becomes 0. So if you remember this, then distribution of charge becomes easy. Okay, now coming to this question, okay, instead of 2 plates, here I am giving 3 infinite large sheets, okay, with charges Q, 2Q and through Q, 3Q. In the first case, A is earthed, in this case B is earthed, and in the last case C is earthed. Okay, I'll name the plates as A, B and C. A, B and C. Start with the first case. Okay, what is the step I told you? First, circle the charge which is on this surface. Step 2, charge on the outermost surfaces should be 0. Now leave the surface which is being earthed. Start from the unearthed surfaces. If this is 3Q and this is 0, here charge should be 3Q, because sum should be 3Q since it is isolated. If this is 3Q, minus 3Q. If it is minus 3Q, sum should be 2Q. So we will get the charge as 5Q. If it is 5Q, here it will be minus 5Q. Now you can see on A, before earthing charge was Q. After earthing charge is minus 5Q. What is the charge supplied by the earth? After connecting the switch, charge flowing through would be final minus initial, that is minus 5Q minus initial was Q. So your answer for the first bit is minus 6Q. Now similarly, let us do the second bit. So here, first circle the charge which is on the earth surface. Make these two 0. Now go to isolated plates. If this is 0, here would be 3Q because sum should be 3Q. Similarly, this is an isolated plate. If this is 0, here the charge should be Q. For Q, you will get minus Q. For 3Q, you will get minus 3Q. Now observe the charge on B finally. It is minus 4Q. Initially, it was 2Q. So what is the charge that has flown through the switch after closing it? Charge through the switch would be final minus initial. Finally, it is minus 4Q. Initial charge was minus 2Q. That would become minus 6Q. And the C bit now. Okay, this time we are earthing this surface. So I'll close the switch. Circle the charge which is on the earthed surface. Make these two 0. Go to isolated plates. Sum is Q. So if this is Q, this should be Q. If this is Q, here we should get minus Q. Sum of these two should be 2Q. So if minus Q is here, we get 3Q. If this is 3Q, minus 3Q. Now look at the surface which is being earthed. Initial charge was plus 3Q. Final was minus 3Q. So charge passing through the switch. Charge flowing through the switch would be final minus initial, minus 3Q, minus 3Q. Your answer would be minus 6Q. Okay, in the previous question, we have seen that only one surface was being earthed. Now let's see how to solve if two surfaces are being earthed. Okay, so start with the first case. We want the charges on either sides of the charged conductors if two surfaces are being earthed. So start with the process. First, circle the charges which are on the earthed plates. Step 2, outermost surfaces charge would become 0. Since you are earthing even this particular plate, here also charge would become 0. So if you are not satisfied with 0, you can take Q dash and proceed. Still you will get the same answer. Now because A is the only isolated conductor, if this is 0, total charge is Q. So here charge should be Q. If this is Q, this should be minus Q. Now see, we have got the charge distributions on either sides. So there is a field directed from positive to negative, but here there is no external electric field. Now come to the second case. Again the question is, you have to find the charge distribution, but two surfaces are being earthed. Circle the charge which is on the earthed surface. Make this 0. This also would become 0. Now this 2q is distributed on either sides. How is it distributed? We do not know. So I will take this side charge as q1 and this side as 2q minus q1. I repeat, charge on this charge 2q, I took it as q1 on one side, other side it is 2q minus q1. If this is q1, this should be minus q1. If this is 2q minus q1, here charge should be minus of 2q minus q1. Now we need to find out the value of q1. Now look at this method. Because we need the value of q1, B is the only surface which is not earthed. A is also having a potential 0. C also has a potential 0. Therefore, VB minus VA, the potential difference between B and A, should be equal to potential difference between B and C, VB minus VC. Now first I will find VB minus VA, because this is positive and negative. Electric field is directed towards left. Start from VB. You are going in the direction of field, so minus. Charge is Q1. I will directly write Q1 by A epsilon naught into D, because the distance between the plates is D, will give you VA. Implies, what is VB minus VA equal to? Because we started from B and reached this point in the direction of field, it was negative. So VB minus VA is Q1 into D by A epsilon naught. Call this as equation 1. Similarly, I will find VB minus VC. See, since I am moving from B to C, starting from B, VB, positive and negative, I will assume that this is the direction. In the direction we have a minus sign, minus of 2q minus q1 by A epsilon naught, sigma by epsilon naught I am writing it, will give you potential at C. Implies VB minus VC is 2q minus q1 by A epsilon naught. Call this as equation 2. Okay, we know the condition. VB minus VA should be equal to VB minus VC. So if I equate 1 and 2, I'll get Q1 is equal to 2Q minus Q1, or 2Q1 is equal to Q2Q, implies Q1 is Q. If Q1 becomes Q, the other side charge also will be Q. That means this charge is equally distributed on either sides. So the final distribution of charges will be as shown below. This surface is being earthed, 0 and minus Q. On the middle surface, since you have given 2Q, Q goes here and another Q comes this side. And on C, here the charge is 0 and here we get minus Q. Initial charge was 3Q, 2Q and Q. Okay, this is how the distribution has taken place. Okay, here you add this distance D. I forgot the value of D, because here also the distance is D. E into D will give you potential. You can carry on. I forgot to write this D here. Here also you add this D. Anyway, it gets cancelled, but still don't make this mistake. Okay, now coming to the last case. Okay, look at this case. Again, I am giving you the same 3 conductors. So in all my examples, I took Q, 2Q and 3Q. So you can change the values according to the question and solve. Answers will come according to the question. See, here what we are doing is determine the charges on either sides of the conductor if A and C are connected by a switch. Suppose there is a switch here and we are going to connect them. And then middle surface is being earthed. So assume that after the switch is being closed, so you are giving enough time for distribution of charges. Then we need to find how are the charge distributed on either sides. Okay, so let us see how to find out. See, there is no isolated conductor here. Since A is connected to C, what is the total charge on A? Q. Total charge on B is 3Q. The sum of these two charges will be distributed between A and C, but total should always remain constant. Again I repeat, since you are connecting A and C, charge may flow from A to C or C to A, but sum of the two charges will always remain constant. Okay, so continuing with that, let us assume the charge. Okay, first circle the charge which is on the earthed conductor. This would be 0. And step 2, these two will become a 0. Let the charge here be Q1. If this is Q1, what should be the charge on this side? Because sum should be 4Q. If Q1 is lost, here we get 4Q minus Q1. Okay, circle it. If this is Q1, on this side we will have minus Q1. And if this is 4Q minus Q1, on the opposite side you will have minus of 4Q minus Q1. Again I am repeating the steps. Circle the charge on the insulated, earthed surface. Then Q plus 3Q are distributed only between these two. And since you are earthing it, here charge will be 0, this side also charge will be 0. So let the charge on this side be Q1. Remaining will be on the other side. What is the remaining charge? 3Q plus Q is 4Q, 4Q minus Q1. If this is 4Q minus Q1, opposite. If this is Q1, it is opposite. So electric field is directed from positive to negative here, and here electric field is directed from positive to negative. So here I gave the distance D and D. If the distance is something else, you use that particular relation. Now to get the value of Q1, since B is earth, VA minus VB. That means when you move from A to B should be equal to VC minus VB. Since A and C are at same potential. As we have connected them, these two are at same potential. So the potential difference between A and B should be equal to potential difference between C and B. Now how do we write the potential difference? You are going in the direction of electric field. So we started from A. VA minus electric field is Q1 by A epsilon naught into distance will give you VB. Implies VA minus VB should be Q1 into D by A epsilon naught. Call this as equation 1. Similarly, I need to find even VC minus VB. So move from C to B. Start from VC. I am following the electric field. So minus charge is 4Q minus Q1 sigma by epsilon naught. That means epsilon naught into A into distance between the charging plates D will give you VB. Implies VC minus VB is equal to 4Q minus Q1 in bracket into D by epsilon naught A. Call this as equation 2. So equate 1 and 2. Q1 D and epsilon naught A will anyway get cancelled. Should be 4Q minus Q1 or 2Q1 is equal to 4Q. Implies what is Q1 equal to? 4Q by 2, that is 2Q. Okay, now we have got the charge Q1 as 2Q. Go back to the question. I will redraw this diagram. This is the plate A. Middle one was B. Last is C. A and C were connected through a switch. And this is being earth. Okay, now you observe the charges. This is 0. Here is Q1. What is the value of Q1? 2Q. If this is 2Q minus 2Q, then 4Q minus Q1. This side is 0. 4Q minus 2Q is again 2Q. If this is 2Q, here will be minus 2Q. So this is how charges are distributed on either sides. So these are some of the questions related to charged conductors, parallel conductors. But remember, in all the questions, the size of the conductor should be infinitely large. That means the plates are very closely packed, size is extremely large. Then only we can consider the field to be uniform field.